Welcome back to Winter is Here, a podcast about Game of Thrones by the creators of the Rule the World podcast. I'm your host and producer, Mason Whittem, and with me, as always, is co-host Ben Grotness. And one thing that we need to mention, I guess, is our other co-host, Connor Sorgi, is not here tonight. He is coaching some freshman baseball players. But we got 3 calls from him that we'll get to. So, in this episode, we're going to review the premiere of Season 8, titled Winterfell. So, let's get into it. What's up, Grotness? What do we got for the rundown tonight?
Oh, baby. Game of Thrones is back.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Just incredible Sunday. I'm going to be honest before we go. Actually, we'll talk about it later. But the rundown for tonight. Connor's gone. You're going to... Sorry if you miss him, but he's just going to be here in call form tonight. I guess we're just going to do an episode breakdown and then kind of what our initial reactions to it, and then maybe some predictions. So I guess first thing to mention, I'm gonna go ahead and take it away here. First thing to mention.
What do we got?
Sunday might have been the greatest day of my life.
Yeah, probably.
I had to work, which that wasn't good, but you know what makes up for it? Tiger Woods winning the Masters makes up for that.
Wow.
And hard to mentally prepare for the greatest show ever after that ends. I was at work, literally just tearing up because I was watching it on my phone.
I believe it.
And then I got done and got ready for Game of Thrones by watching end of season 7 and then season 8 episode 1. God, dude, that's just awesome.
Let's go.
All right, so I guess before we get into it, anything else that you want to mention here?
Yeah, so I got a couple things here that I kind of saw on just roaming my phone, looking at all the Game of Thrones stuff that's coming out right now. And one of them is kind of a fun fact / did you know, which is how much does each actor / actress get paid per episode? And I'm guessing they're talking about this season with this.
I mean, honestly, I don't know.
Did you see this or anything?
I would have some guesses, but I don't really want to guess.
So here's kind of a hint. It's grouped into 2 different groups of the main actors.
Like main actors and supporting actors? Is that kind of what it is?
Kind of. Mostly main actors. There was only 8 of them that they had. But so first it was Bran, Arya, and Sansa. Like Isaac Hempstead Wright, Maisie Williams, and Sophie Turner. All 3 of them made the same amount. Or are making the same amount. What kind of guess would you think that they would make per episode?
500,000.
See, this is what I thought too. They make 175,000 per episode.
Really?
I would have guessed way more.
Or I guess it's per episode, so they're making that for 6 episodes.
It's a ton of money. Don't get me wrong, but I would have guessed a lot more. But I will say, I guess since you guessed that, Jaime, Cersei, Tyrion, Daenerys, and Jon are each making 500,000.
Really?
Per episode.
That's probably why, because I feel like I've seen that stat before, but I didn't remember.
Yeah.
But that's, I guess that makes sense.
That's pretty wild.
And, I mean, they deserve it.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's be honest.
I honestly would have thought that they would each be making almost $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Per episode.
Because that's what Friends actors made.
Yeah.
The last episode of Friends, they made $1 million an episode for 23 episodes. So, how the hell is Game of Thrones not? How are the main actors in Game of Thrones?
I wonder if they have to spread it across a lot more characters, just because there's
maybe I don't know
literally 100 main characters. But,
I mean, you got to think that at this point, HBO is literally printing money. So
still
pay our people here. Let's get Sophie Turner some more money because God, she is just changing the world right now.
Yeah. So next thing I guess was, I'm sure everybody was had HBO on, for what. 20 minutes leading into the episode.
Well, you got to be ready.
And we saw a trailer that came on that was kind of a extended version of a recap of the show. And right away I recognized that the song was Corners of the Earth by Odessa. The last song on their latest album, A Moment Apart. And I was like, whoa, they're playing Odessa right now?
Dude, Odessa got me
that
through studying. I bet a lot of people were like, I feel like I've heard the song, but they didn't know what it was. And immediately you were like, Odessa, dude.
I remember saying, I was like, whoa, they're playing Odessa? I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, what?
Dude, it was sweet. It threw me off because I was like, they're doing this and it was during a Game of Thrones, recap type deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily like the previously on Game of Thrones thing.
It was
like
it was a
hype
recap
thing.
and like a final count, like the final countdown before the show was on.
Oh man.
And I guess towards the end of that, so I went back on YouTube to rewatch it just to like double check and make sure that was the song, like the name of it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it again the next day, and I saw in the comments, which I didn't even notice, but at the very end they go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like counting down seconds, and each time they showed like one like really quick scene, and each one of those scenes was from that corresponding second. So they did like with second 8 they showed I want to say it was, I don't know, something from the first episode we just saw. But then in 7, they showed a quick scene from season 7. And then 6 was a scene from season 6, all the way down to number 1. It was Bran like standing in the window in the tower in Winterfell from the first episode.
Dude, now that you mentioned
How
this, I
crazy is
remember
that?
this. But wow, I gotta watch this again.
That is so cool.
I did not put that together. When you wrote this on the rundown, I was like, what in the hell are you talking about? But wow, that is awesome.
I don't know how I didn't catch that, but I watched it right after I read that. I watched. I was like, "What, really?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" I just got chills right now just explaining.
Oh yeah,
it was so sweet.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We're probably gonna have chills just like all the way through this episode that we're talking about it. So I guess
that was cool.
I guess we got to talk about next thing here. New intro. It's incredible. Did you ever think that was gonna be like a possible change for them? I thought it was.
I guess I should have seen it coming, but I didn't think about it.
Dude, it's making this season is almost like just as big as the rest of the seasons combined at this point. I mean, think about how many people just like rewatched it watched it for the first time and caught up to season 8.
Oh yeah.
It's like bigger than the show right now, and that's how incredible.
Yeah.
Season 8 is about to be. They have so much pressure on themselves, and they just started off well.
They really did. Do you have any idea like how many people watched it Sunday night? What the viewing?
I have no idea.
What do they call it? The viewing rate?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I should have checked, but sure we can find out.
Yeah,
but
we'll check on it.
Anyway, yeah, the new intro is amazing, and one thing I did notice. So we watched it Sunday night live, obviously, but then we each watched it again Monday, just to take notes and get ready for this pod, because we're dedicated.
Hell yeah!
I noticed that. Or I guess I took note of they didn't show Essos at all in the intro.
Yeah.
So right away I'm thinking
narrowing it.
Yeah, right away I'm thinking, does this mean no Dario?
Ooh.
In this season?
Tough.
Because like for the most part, if there's a scene in that episode, they're gonna show it in the intro. So hopefully, like the intro will switch and maybe we'll see Marine. I don't know.
What?
I hope so.
Dude, this has got to be wrong.
What does it say?
Season 8 premiere of Game of Thrones brought in a series record of 17.4 million viewers on HBO, like the actual like channel.
Holy cow!
I thought that was low.
What? Really? Dude, that's a lot.
I'm trying to think of what other. I'm sure it's more than other things, but I was thinking.
It said it's a season or a record for Game of Thrones, right?
Dude, this is more important than the Super Bowl to me. So like, this is why I'm like.
Well, I believe that that episode Sunday was the most watched live episode ever.
Oh, it has to be.
Of course.
There's no other way. I mean, yeah, I can't. I don't even know, because how many more people were watching on HBO now or something like that?
So that was only on the HBO cable channel.
I think so. That's what it said. I already deleted the tab, so
that's fine.
It's gone forever. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of people.
What I noticed from it is that I guess what I'm assuming is going to happen is we're going to follow the storyline of season 8. We saw like them going through. We hit Last Hearth. I guess maybe we're going to go from the perspective of the Night King. I would think where he's going through. So maybe he's just gonna wreck Winterfell.
Because it starts out with that giant hole in the wall, didn't it?
Yeah. So
pretty early. In the
East Watch by the Sea is gone. So we go through that, and then we go to Last Hearth, which he's clearly already been through, foreshadowing to later in the pod. And then
by the way, there's hella spoilers.
Oh God, yeah.
Stop listening
if you don't watch Game of Thrones. I mean, honestly, what are you guys doing here?
Get out of your. How horrible would it be if Game of Thrones was spoiled for you?
Oh God, dude.
So when you go to watch it, you're like, I already knew that.
Yeah, don't even say that.
That would be terrible.
That's terrible at this
I feel
point.
bad, but
Dude, okay, I guess one thing to mention is my parents were watching 60 Minutes before the episode aired. Like on Sunday nights, they have 60 Minutes on. And they had a story about Game of Thrones and the history of it, and they literally were just going through the plot of it on it. They were like, well, this guy dies, and this guy... I'm like... And my dad's watching, he's like thinking about watching the show still. Like he might do it. I'm like, well, you can't watch it now.
it just got ruined.
Yeah.
Man, that's
They're like,
dumb.
well, Ned Stark died in the first season. I'm like, well,
What are they
that's like the biggest reveal of the first season. How
What
do
are
you...
they doing that for?
I don't know.
Jeez,
But
that's
yeah.
dumb.
All right. Well, I guess a couple other things. I mean,
Keep going.
I don't know, tons of reunions in this episode.
Ton of reunions.
That's about
Yep.
it. That's really all. I mean, we reunited every character that we really needed to see reunite. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other people that need to be? I mean, we haven't technically
I don't
seen
think
Jamie
so.
and Bran yet reunite, but we did. It's like
We did, yeah. I mean, enough.
Yeah.
We saw enough of them.
so, and obviously that's gonna be the first thing we see in next episode. But
yeah.
You have a little thing here.
Yeah,
last
last thing, I got one more question before we get started. Is Daenerys wearing Ghost?
No, I hope.
I really hope not.
I really hope.
Where is Ghost?
Oh God.
When was the last time we saw him? I don't think we saw him at all
Oh.
in Season 7.
No, we didn't.
Where is Ghost?
Season 6,
She's keeping Daenerys warm.
he is.
Or he is, yeah.
Um,
Whatever.
God, where did we see Ghost last? Honestly, I
don't
don't
know.
remember.
Had to have been north of the wall somewhere, right?
No, it was in season 6, wasn't it? This is like the first time that we've been really stumped on something that we don't remember.
When was the last time we saw Ghost? If you know, please call in.
I want to say season 6. He wasn't.
Call in and give me a voicemail if you know.
He
Last
wasn't
time we
there
saw
during
Ghost.
Battle of the Bastards. Either way, let's move past it. Shit, maybe he's on Danny's back.
I don't know. There's like a little bit of red like in between each like line
Yeah.
of her coat too. I don't know.
Whatever. All right.
It's
Well,
Game of Thrones. Anything's possible.
first thing we do before we kind of recap the episode, we're gonna get into Sorgy's calls. So let's
Yeah, let's see what he had to say and
let's get into it.
let's go.
I just had a couple. I actually had two reactions to the first episode of season 8. Actually, I should say Winterfell. The first is I've always been curious at what the Night King is trying to symbolize with the bodies and those different things. We've seen it now a couple of times. So I think there's a lot of opinions out there of what the symbolization means and whatnot. So that was kind of my first reaction, as that scene scared the shit out of me. Second reaction, I think this is a lot of people's, is that Jamie and Bran scene to end the episode, just like in season 1, episode 1. Pretty sweet scene, and I think that was really well done by the directors, and just a great way to close out a solid episode. So.
Yeah, so we got kind of the symbolism from the Night King, and then Jamie and Bran meeting each other.
Mhm.
So thanks for the call. Appreciate it. We got 2 more. We'll get to. So what do you think about? Let's start with what do you think about all the symbolism going on with the Night King? What do you make of this?
Honestly, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, he's done this first episode 1, season 1, episode 1. We see very first thing we see the 3 brothers of the Night Watch go north of the wall, and they find wildlings, and they're like, the super weird looking dude finds these people in this weird pattern. We don't know what's going on. And then we see the White Walker for the first time, and he looks like Predator. But
yeah, he does. Is this don't they like take the horses and make them into a spiral?
yeah,
It's a spiral
But
too, right?
That's actually from the very first thing we see is wildlings, like the limbs of wildlings.
That's right.
When Mance Rayder is talking to Jon Snow with Tormund and them north of the wall, and they were planning on climbing the wall in season 3, they were that's when we saw the horses.
Okay.
And the Night King.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we've seen these symbols before. Another one would be when Bran is going into a little vision quest type deal, and he sees the Night King be created. It's what we can assume is the Night King, and they like have these stones in that pattern. The children of the forest put the stones in that pattern. So I don't know what this really means. I mean, to make an assumption would be maybe he's like that's how he was created, and maybe he wants to create another one of himself or something like that. I really don't know, or maybe he like has to kill somebody using the same type of ritual to have himself be alive rather than undead. I'm just speaking out loud here.
See, I don't know if like the actual shape really matters. Like, I don't think there's anything significant about the fact that it was a spiral. I just think that that there was just a symbol, so that means that the Night King did it.
Fair enough.
I think that's it. I mean,
it could very well be that, like, just a...
I don't think there's anything more to it than that. Like,
I'd rather have
right
it be
away
that way.
when you saw it, you were like, okay, this was the Night King. Boom. Like, that was the point of it.
I think it helped that, Tormund said that, but the... we saw those in the glyphs in Dragonstone when they were mining Dragonstone for the Dragon Glass. So we saw that maybe those patterns are just the White Walkers marking where they are, and that's just how they do it. I mean,
I think that's what it might be. Is that?
I hope it's as simple as that because, or I guess I don't know.
Another thing was, what if he left that? It was the Umber Boy? What if he kind of, how he left him like alive enough to do that loud, piercing scream that they do?
Mm-hmm.
I think he left him like that purposely, so that way he would do that scream. So that way they would know, like, when people were there. So they know if they could go, like, attack that spot. Like,
just season 7.
People just got here. Yeah.
Be on the wall.
Yeah.
That episode 6.
To kind of give away their position.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he did it.
Good point. Well, and then what was the second thing? Bran and Jaime meeting. I'm going to be honest, we'll get to that later. So,
yeah, we will. Yep.
Did you want to play his next call, or do you
It was a good scene and, like, good way to end the episode.
Oh, it was a great way to... That's the best way to end it.
Great
because,
cliffhanger.
Well, it wasn't even... I mean, yeah, but, like... To completely mirror the first episode ending as well. I mean, that's awesome.
That's sweet. Good call.
Okay, we're going to get to the next 2 calls from Connor towards the end of the episode, but just because it makes a little more sense at the end. So let's go through... I guess I wrote episode recap, important scenes only on the thing, but let's be honest, every single scene is important. So we're not going to talk about... We're going to try to get it, I guess, a little bit... down. I don't know. But we're going to talk a lot.
I thought that was funny.
So, okay, let's start with the opening credits. The opening scene of the episode is of a child that we don't know. I mean, we're just watching this and we're like, okay, who is this? And it's just I kind of just labeled him as a little kid. And he's running through a stream. He's trying to get to Wintertown, which is the little small town outside of Winterfell. And this is kind of mirroring, I wrote Bran on here, but I messed up. It's Arya. She, in the first pilot episode, Arya's trying to run and, like, get a better view of, like, the procession of Robert Baratheon and, like, all of his people and all of his army coming into Winterfell. But in this episode, it's Jon and Dany and the Hound and all these people that this little kid's trying to see. But then we go to... Arya seeing it so it's kind of like a mirror of that.
See, okay, in the notes here, Grodus wrote he mirrors Bran, like you said. And honestly, when I watched it for the first time, I thought like we were doing some weird flashback of Bran climbing again but they were just using a different actor for it. That's what I thought for like the first like 3 seconds. And then I was like, oh no, this is right now.
Well...
But
yeah, Bran is
then
climbing
he starts
the first
climbing
episode.
the tree. So I thought they were, but then I was like, okay, yeah, they're just making this kid kind of like mirroring Bran, like you wrote originally.
I mean, it's a little bit of both,
but
because Arya is
I didn't
trying
really
to
think about the Arya.
Arya's outside of Winterfell, and Bran is on top of Winterfell climbing. So I guess they're both kind of doing the same thing. But yeah, that's kind of the symbolism of this little kid is trying to see, this new, or the ruler coming in.
New people are coming to town.
So that's kind of what the episode starts out with.
Yep.
Sweet little conversation with Tyrion and Varys, making some dwarf jokes, making some eunuch jokes. Got to talk about it.
Good stuff. Good way to start it.
Yeah, I mean, great. First dialogue of the season is, like
Tyrion and Varys?
Yeah, Tyrion saying like, "I bet you're glad that you don't have balls to freeze because it's so cold up here." I mean, it's a little different than that, but that's kind of the gist of it. So yeah, I guess next thing, I mean, we're gonna go through this quick. So next thing is the meeting in the yard, the kind of the bigger yard of Winterfell, and I guess both the yard and the Great Hall, neither of them really go well. So I know you have a couple little things that you want to talk about here, but I'll let you kind of start here.
Yeah. So I was honestly kind of surprised that Bran pretty much right away stepped in, and I have that in quotes. Stepped in and said, "We don't have time for all this," and he's like, he just gets them started right away on strategy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, yeah, good, let's go. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, he kind of broke the tension because
True. Yeah.
I mean, Dany and Sansa were having that weird little like, Winterfell is yours, Your Grace, like kind of like
I don't think she meant
bitchy
that.
move.
She didn't mean that.
Oh no, not at all. But she kind of had to. But
Yeah.
Bran is like, you know what? We don't have time for this. The Night King is literally riding a dragon right now, so let's get this stuff going here.
Let's go here. And then they get in the Great Hall, and Lady Mormont, come on, sit down. What are you doing? She was like one of the first ones to make Jon king, and now she's the first one questioning him. Like, what are you doing? You wouldn't even be alive.
Well, I think she's unhappy that she like kind of rode for him, and then suddenly he's like just completely abandoning his title.
You would think that they would get it by now, though. Like, if they literally need allies, he went and got the best possible allies they could have.
Dude, he literally explained it perfectly. He was just like,
if you don't get it, then stop.
yeah, he's
Get
like,
out.
I could either be your king and have all of you dead, or I can be not your king and I could protect you all. That's kind of the choice he had to make. And
Probably going to go with the second one.
yeah, pretty tough one, isn't that? Okay, cool.
Especially what's coming at us. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I
thought that was dumb.
I really
that
liked
they
Lady
had her.
Mormont in
I
previous
did like
seasons.
I did, but I thought that was dumb.
I
How
already
they made
hate
her, like, I don't know.
I already don't
What's
like
her
her.
problem? Come on. And then, so a little bit later, we got Sansa and Tyrion talking for the first time in a while. And Sansa's asking Tyrion, she's like, so what are we supposed to do now? You brought this huge army and a bunch of dragons. How are we supposed to feed all of them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, since when is this a problem?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like,
Since when can we feed all of them a problem? How did Dany feed thousands of
Yeah,
Dothraki in the middle of the desert?
yeah. It's the thing is though. It's like you can either look at this as this is a great thing. We're back to the original, and it's the nitty gritty of the
Like, I totally
storyline.
get it.
But
It
the other
seemed a
thing,
little inconsistent.
yeah, the other thing is like, why are you not worrying about this threat that is due to come in like honestly less than an episode here, less than a couple days, maybe a fortnight, and
They're too
you don't
proud.
you don't have to worry about the food if the Night King's about to come wreck everybody. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So it was kind of inconsistent. Another thing that I wanted to point out from this scene here is this pretty much just reminds us that Lord Umber, this little kid, is even a character because obviously it pays off later in the episode, so we know who this little kid is.
That's true.
Freaking stuck on a wall. But I don't know if everybody remembers, but he took over for Little John Umber, who got his throat ripped out by Tormund's teeth in the Battle of the Bastards. Pretty beast episode there.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, this little kid took over, and John appointed him to be Lord of the Last Hearth. So it was kind of just like, oh yeah, this kid exists. Made a little bit of comic relief to remember, like, because he's like, my lady to Sansa, my lord to Jon, and then my queen. Like, he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
A little bit of comic relief, and that's kind of funny too. But yeah, I guess the next big scene that we should have had as a main thing here, my bad, was Sansa and Tyrion meeting on the little top deck of Winterfell, and I guess just a nice little reunion. They talk about Joffrey's wedding, I guess the Purple Wedding back in season 4, episode 2, and you're kind of like how it was a dull affair, and it's like it had its moments. That's that's pretty funny. But
this is when she's asking Tyrion, like, she's complaining
and
about
Tyrion,
how they're supposed to feed him.
yeah, and Tyrion Well, no, that wasn't the one they were talking about. That was in the middle of the middle of Great Hall. That was what.
Oh,
when
I
they were
thought this was during that one-on-one conversation.
No.
I must have wrote it in the wrong spot.
Yeah, we did.
Oh well.
That's why I moved it.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
so on the top of these decks, they're talking about, like she's like, you used to be the smartest man I've ever known,
Yeah.
and she's like, you should know Cersei better. And he's saying that the Lannister army will come and help them. I mean, Sansa already knows that that's not realistic, and Cersei just isn't that person that would ever do that. And Tyrion still believes that she's got a son now or a kid coming, so she has something to live for, and that's the reason she's going to do it. But let's be honest, she's not sending it, and obviously she told us that in season 7.
I still think she has a kid though.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
Let's talk about that later. Next thing, you wrote this in because I, for some reason, decided this wasn't a big moment. I don't know why.
Well,
but
yeah, so we had Jon and Arya's reunion by the weirwood tree. And
pretty interesting.
I guess the main, Arya's like, used to be taller, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, how did you survive a knife in the heart? And he goes, I didn't. How did she know to ask this question? Where did she hear that he got stabbed?
I would assume by this point it's.
Do you think Bran just kind of told her in the background?
I don't think Bran. I think it's just like soldiers talking to each other, and we just have to assume that it's got like a rumor.
Word on the street.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, why does he say I didn't?
Because he died.
Okay, good point. I don't know why I didn't get that.
Okay. Yeah, the Night's Watch stabbed him in the heart. He died. But see, then, like, does Arya know that he came back from the dead? Like, they brought him back? I don't think anybody knows they actually brought him back.
Oh yeah,
Because Dany was trying to ask about it last season, but
I don't know if he ever told her. I mean,
why isn't that anything you would want to tell anyone? That'd be sweet.
Because you want to be, I guess, like, it's so out there that you want to be kind of like, I don't really know. It's like,
why is this a secret? I don't get it.
because it's so unbelievable.
Sword dragons and Night King.
Yeah, but that's easy to see. You can't just be like, hey, you know what? I died a year ago and I came back, and they're like, well, how would I know that? And you show them a scar, and you're like, well, you could have just kind of cut yourself open and stitched it up.
More like 8 scars all over his chest and stomach.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But either way, it's like,
Anyway,
it's an unbelievable
I was wondering
thing.
how she knew to ask that, but maybe it was just word on the street. That's cool.
I think we just got to chalk it up to that.
I suppose.
So
Yeah. Next scene. What do we got?
all right,
Pretty big.
So yep, Cersei meets with Harry Strickland, who is the leader of the Golden Company, and completely gets rid of the idea of elephants in season 8. So, which honestly I'm happy with. I don't need to see that.
That would have been weird.
Yeah, I don't want to see elephants in Game of
Elephants
Thrones.
kind of dressed up. I don't know. It would look like the circus.
Yeah, I don't need to see it. So I'm not really mad
Maybe
about
if it
that.
was like mammoths or something like more
Yeah.
beastly.
I mean,
or
we already saw a
powerful.
mammoth. Season 4, episode
Yeah.
8.
Okay.
Watches on the Wall. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm okay with it.
Elephants.
So, kind of just like a really just formal introduction to Harry Strickland. He's just like, yeah, Euron killed some of our guys, pretty much. And he's like, they cheated. Maybe I cheated. I don't remember. And they were talking about like cards or something. But it doesn't really matter. Euron's just kind of a prick. So,
Is Harry Strickland new? He's a new guy, right?
brand new guy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the leader of
I
the
was gonna say,
Golden
I don't
Company.
remember
That's
hearing of him.
yeah, I don't remember if they said his name. I only know that from just like reading stuff before the season started. But yeah, I mean,
So honestly, so far we only have one new character, like brand new character.
yeah, which I'm okay with
That's
because
pretty
you can't
sweet. Like, I
can't
like
really
that.
introduce somebody and then end their storyline in
This
in a
late into
season.
this, yeah.
It's tough. So
I like that they didn't go that route to just bring on a bunch of new people.
yeah, I'm happy with that
That's
too.
great.
So I guess there's a scene that happens in between this, but I want to talk about the next thing, I guess, because we don't need to jump from characters. It's Cersei just goes and sleeps with Euron. Like he actually, he's like, she's like, earn her, or I guess, if you want a whore, buy one. If you want a queen, earn her. And he's like, you know what? I already have, pretty much.
Yeah.
like I've brought you justice, meaning the Martells, or I mean not the Martells, the Sands, but the Sand Snakes.
Yeah.
Like, and then I brought you an armada, and I've brought you an army.
He's been a beast. I mean, honestly.
Yeah,
if you're
he's
Cersei, like, this guy has been dominating
biggest ally.
for you.
Absolutely. And you know what? She's like, I guess Jaime's gone. Let's get it on. That's kind of how she was thinking.
I did not see this coming.
Dude, I didn't
Yet.
either.
Maybe yet.
I
mean,
thought it
maybe
might have
eventually,
happened.
but not yet. That's the thing about this episode. I mean, we came flying out the gate. We're doing stuff.
Yeah.
We're not waiting around. We're getting things. We're moving along.
Oh, for sure.
Which is good.
So that happens, and he asks, like, how was I compared to King Robert? And she's like, Robert had a lot of women, but he still didn't know his way around one. And then he asks about Jaime, and she's like, do you enjoy risking your neck is what she says, but, like, do you enjoy, like, being on the verge of me killing you? Like, does that... And then he's like... Then what he says here, this is what I want to talk about. He says, I'm going to put a prince inside you. Or I'm going to put a prince in your belly. Really uncomfortable line, but...
Yeah.
Like, could this happen, though? Because you say that she still has a kid with Jaime.
Yeah.
She's drinking wine, so I'm not thinking that she does. Or maybe she's just a super terrible person. But
You don't think she is?
I don't think she's pregnant. I think she
Super
used
terrible person.
I guess fair enough. Yeah, she is.
No, but I think, like, the way that she reacted to that, he said that, and then she kind of, like, felt her stomach and is like, I don't know how to describe the look she kind of gave, but she's like, yeah, you think you could or something like that, but really you can't. That's what it was. That's how I saw it. Because I think she's pregnant.
I think she was like
But he doesn't
scared
wanna
that
tell
could
her.
happen.
She doesn't want to tell him.
Man, it's
I don't
tough
know.
because
I don't know. Now that I think about it, like, the acting was so good.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even give it away whether she is.
so
or not.
my thing in season 7, now that I've watched it, is like a bunch of times, is like maybe she made that entire story up just so she can kind of use it to manipulate people, like Tyrion.
And say that she can bring the army north.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see it. I mean, it's
So
totally
like that's
possible.
why I'm like on board with her not having a kid. But like also she could have one. So that's what she was like feeling her stomach for. I saw that as like maybe she was just like, okay, maybe I should actually worry about that. Like Euron being able to do that. I should be careful with what I'm doing. But see, that's the thing with Game of Thrones. You can't tell.
I cannot tell at all.
And it's just crazy that how deep this story gets. But all right, next thing. Bronn and Qyburn talk, and this is in between those two scenes that we just talked about. But Bronn and Qyburn are talking, and you see some nudity. Great, we got to see this stuff. It's Game of Thrones. Here we go, baby. But I guess the gist of the scene is that Qyburn comes in and asks Bronn to work for Cersei. So
Yeah.
Bronn has worked for Tyrion, worked for Jaime, and now Qyburn's asking him to work for Cersei, and pretty much proposing that he kills Tyrion or Jaime if they were to live through the Northern Threat. And
So you don't think he told him to go up there, like, right now and go do it? Or
He says-
is that not what he said?
he
at
says
all?
in the thing, he says, if they are to survive the Northern Threat, then
Okay.
she wants
Yeah.
them dead.
I was thinking that, like, this episode we were going to see Bronn trekking his way up to Winterfell on a manhunt.
I think we might see Bronn going to Winterfell. I don't think we
Like, I
see
thought he
him
was
getting
just
there.
going right now, whether...
I mean, it takes a month to get there from King's Landing.
Yeah, true.
But
So is Qyburn bringing this up all by himself, or did Cersei tell Qyburn?
Cersei, she
I
kept
think
saying
Cersei told Qyburn
Yeah.
to tell Bronn this. Okay.
But-
I thought you were saying that Qyburn is saying, like, if you want to, like, basically get paid, like, big time from Cersei, you should go do this.
Well, I think he's just employed by Cersei here, just saying, like,
Yeah.
you will get paid if you do this, but, like, this is what she wants. So it kind of comes down to, like, a fork in the road for Bronn here. Like, you either go full sellsword and do everything that you ever have done in your life for money, which, at this point, we still don't know if he does that because he's friends with both of them, but they both pay him. He's friends with Tyrion and Jaime, and they both pay him well.
I don't think he's going to kill him.
I mean, I hope he doesn't, but that's the other thing.
Yeah.
He goes for good, and he helps them, and he goes with their cause. So that's the other option. So like it's kind of just we're just waiting to see what happens.
Mm.
I mean, which this is episode 1 where we're not expecting to know what's going to happen later. So I'm glad they started little storylines that are off of the main storyline. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
So
it's Game of Thrones for you.
next thing, Theon saves Yara quite easily.
Yeah, I was I don't know. I was a little disappointed in like the whole build up of this, like Yara getting captured and Theon's whole journey to like trying to be a beast again and everything. And then all of a sudden, like he just shot a couple arrows and saved her. Like, how did he get on this boat? I don't know. They kind of skipped out on a lot there.
See, it's another one
could
of
have been
those.
sweet action.
There's only 6 episodes, dude.
I know.
They got to do it.
I know. I get it, but
Theon had to
early
get to
on
Winterfell.
in the show, like that would have been like a 15-minute scene.
Yeah.
at
For
least.
sure. But
But
they did a good job of showing how he did it. Not necessarily like how he got to the ship, but like how he actually did it. I mean,
shooting an arrow through a dude's eyeball.
out of nowhere, we just see poof, like
Yeah.
dude's eyeball blows up. But did you know who that was? I don't know if you've ever seen the show Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I mean, I've heard of it.
Okay,
but
there's
no.
one of the actors in there that has a beard. He's not Charlie Day, but one of the bigger dudes. He's like jacked in that show. That was him that got shot in the face. If you
Was that
know
just
what
like
that
a
show is,
cameo or whatever they call
out of
it?
nowhere. Yes. Oh, another cameo that we haven't talked about.
I didn't notice any.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, he was in season 7.
Yeah, the redhead dude that they said his eyelids got burned off from episode 4 of season 7, The Spoils of War, during the Loot Train massacre. Yeah, that was Ed Sheeran's character. Like when Bronn was like with the whores, that's the redheaded guy the whores were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Huh.
that was confirmed by HBO, so we just know that.
That's pretty funny.
But
Was he like actually in the? You could actually see
No.
Ed Sheeran.
no,
Or
they just was
kind of
like, yeah, that happened.
decided that was him.
Yeah. So, all right. So
That's pretty
sorry.
funny.
Back to Theon saving Yara. Saves Yara. She headbutts him, kind of just inappropriately. Like what the hell? But
Those Ironborn, man.
yeah, they're weird. But this, I mean, this whole scene is just to get Theon to Winterfell, and maybe Yara going back to Iron Islands will play a role, but I don't know. Oh, okay, Banjo out of nowhere
Banjo
over there.
just howled on his dream a little bit.
All right, so
Sweet.
you have a little point here. I want you to kind of explain this.
Yeah. So Yara gets saved like easily, like we said. But I thought like Euron's whole thing, or like a big part of Euron's like role for Cersei, is that he captured Yara and like got the Iron Fleet. But now all of a sudden Yara just easily got rescued. I'm pretty sure Cersei's probably gonna be pissed about this. Like I would assume that Cersei's pretty pissed.
I mean, did she care about Yara though? That's what I'm like trying to figure out.
Maybe she didn't care that Yara's gone, but I feel like she's gonna kind of twist it and be like, "How can I trust you?" And all that.
If you can't even keep your prisoners,
And then have the mountain cut off Euron's head.
that'd be sweet.
Bold prediction.
I want that guy to die.
She's gonna find out Yara's easily got rescued. She's gonna say, "Well, how'd you let this happen?" Boom, dead. Who knows? And that'll prevent her from having pregnancy problems from Euron.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
Next scene. Jon and Dany's advisors, meaning Davos, Tyrion, and Varys. Davos proposes a proposal. So he says, a proposal is what I'm proposing.
I didn't even catch that right away. Like, that's
Yeah.
what he meant.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty funny.
he wants, like, Davos is saying, in the entire history of the Seven Kingdoms, when has there ever been a ruled by a just queen and an honorable man.
That'd be
Meaning,
beast.
like,
That's ideal.
why has there never been a king and a queen rule at the same time? And that's kind of what they want. And he's like, I'm proposing that they get married and
You think they
rule
tell
this
him
thing
that?
together.
They got to tell him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys should probably do this.
So Varys is like super depressing about it, and he's like, well, they're not going to trust us. And he's like,
They're not what?
they're not going to trust us because we remind them of the one dark truth in this world. Nothing lasts. So a little bit
It's
of
tough.
maybe a little bit of foreshadowing there. I don't know. So then we go straight into just out of nowhere, like Jon and Daenerys are talking, and then the dragons aren't eating. Okay, let's go talk to the dragons, and then Jon rides a dragon for the second time. Wink, wink.
Had a baby?
Yeah.
Boy, John?
Yeah, he's ridden Daenerys. That's for sure. She's the
And
dragon.
then-
But
so you were
yeah,
kind of a natural at it. You think he was?
I think he was.
I wouldn't say he's natural. I mean, he
Dude,
was
he
kind
figured
of
it out
he
so
was kind of
fast.
letting out some like kind of wimpy screams and like,
He figured it
I
out
thought
so
he was gonna
fast.
fall off.
Okay,
Honestly,
so he flies up, goes around a little bit, goes over Winterfell, dives down that little cave, and then he's going through getting his bearings a little bit. He comes out of those,
and then he
little
like makes
strays,
it turn.
and then he's like,
he hooks a hard left there. That was sweet.
and then he just knows what he's doing.
So yeah, I would assume a natural would have like literally hopped on there and we're going like no hands and just
All right, fair enough.
chilling.
Fair enough.
He
That's
was
a good point.
Yeah. Anyway, interesting that he does that in the first episode. I mean, I think a lot of people predicted that he would probably ride a dragon, given that he's Targaryen and everything. I didn't really.
that's-
Again, I
that's the
mean,
thing, though.
I know we're only 6 episodes in this season, but first episode, getting that out of the way. Okay, yeah, he's got practice. Now let's go do something.
Yeah. Because
Great.
you can't expect him to be in the middle of a battle and be like, all right, I got no other option. Let's hop on a dragon and see what I can do, and just be a beast
So
on
imagine, yeah, that's what I mean. I guess it's more realistic for him to kind of
it. Yeah,
be a little goofy on it, and then
for sure.
have
Little-
to figure it out.
Little cheesy moment when they land.
It kind of
and,
was.
like a weird, like I'm not really worried about the like her line of like keep your queen warm, but like that was weird. But what was weird to me is him when they were kissing, open up his eyes and see Drogon right behind her.
What was that?
That was weird. I don't know about that one.
It's because Drogon knows he's a Targaryen.
See, that's the thing. Maybe she's gonna sense it now, and she's gonna be like, "I've always known." Maybe, like I've always thought, or maybe I've like
I don't
she
know.
knew it all along, or something like that.
Yeah. I thought that whole scene kind of when they landed, and it was like, it was a little fairy tale-ish for me. I didn't think any of that was necessary. Like we already knew that they're lovers. Like I guess Drogon staring at him, kind of like.
I'm trying
I
to
guess
think
that
of
was the only
when
takeaway.
when has Game of Thrones ever really done a kind of like cheesy line like that? I can't think
I
of
don't know.
anything. And I'll be honest with you, I was listening to OCC earlier, and they said like we're back to cheesy moments, and no, I don't remember any.
I don't remember any of those.
It's always
Like, maybe
been very
Rob and-
serious.
Maybe Rob and what's her name? Forgot what her name is.
Talisa.
Yeah, Lady Talisa.
Yeah.
Like, did they ever kind of do that stuff?
I bet
But
they did a
not-
little bit.
I mean, it wasn't like cheesy though.
No,
This was cheesy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's really
They
weird to
could have
describe.
cut this whole scene out. I think it would have been fine. That's,
Maybe
like,
it was a
land 'em-
callback to like.
Don't even land them. Just go right, fly them back to Winterfell. That's it.
Well, see, you need
don't
the
think we needed
you
to
need the
land 'em.
build up of to remind us of the relationship they have, and maybe build it up even more, so
I
it
think
can
they
be
needed
torn
to,
down.
but-
Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's true. I don't
So
know.
you wrote here.
It was a little cheesy for me.
You wrote here. I'll kind of explain here. The Sansa, right before they go to talk to the dragons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Sansa said, like,
So I didn't-
she's like, I want Sansa to respect me, and then
Yeah.
the Dothraki cut her off right away. So like, what if Sansa can't respect her? Is kind of your question here.
So yeah, so Dany's she's like, I don't need Sansa to be my friend. I am her queen. And if Sansa can't respect me, that's when she gets cut off. She's like, yo, the dragons are eating, whatever. I was like, what was she gonna say? What if Sansa can't respect her? What's she gonna do? I mean, are we?
She'll have
are
to
we gonna
prove
get violent?
something. I don't think
She's
she's going to
gonna-
be violent. I think she's going to have to
She
prove
is gonna
a
have
point.
to prove something. And I hope that doesn't just lead to more stupid tension between these two because I need them to get along. Cripes.
Oh, there's going to be tension in this next episode for sure. But I think it'll be over sooner than we think. I think they're trying to draw
really
it out
hope
like
so.
Arya and Sansa last season, but I want it to be over, and I think it will be. So, yeah.
I don't know. I was wondering. I mean, what would she have said there? If Sansa can't respect me, then what?
We'll get back to you on the next episode, I guess.
Wow.
All right. So next thing, Gendry in the Forge, and he
Just being a beast.
gives the Hound Dragonglass axe, beast axe,
Just being underrated.
and he's
Gendry.
like wanting the Hound to like be like, "Hey, good work," but he just does not give it to him. And
That part was funny.
and then he like Arya has a little bit of two more reunions in about a minute here.
Pretty much.
And the Hound's one is pretty good. And then Gendry, Arya and Gendry, you know what? Gotta be an item. Gotta be a thing this season. It's
I
gotta
don't
be.
know how old is Arya right now?
I want to say,
I want to say she's a young teen.
yeah. Old enough is
I
all I'm
think
gonna
in
say.
the books. Oh, I should know.
Old enough is all I'm gonna
I
say.
want to
Dude,
say
she's like
she
9.
was like 7 in the books.
Yeah.
Maybe a little older. Like this can't be that much later.
I think it might be, dude. She
Is
went.
this really
she went over
11
to
years
Bravos and she ain't 21 now. Come on.
I
Now.
was thinking she was 7. If she's 7 years old in the first book.
This dude is George R. R. Martin. He doesn't care if they're 18 or not.
That's true.
As long as they
Oh,
look
well.
like it on screen.
That would be a sweet duo, though. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna be honest. That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
All right, so I guess the biggest thing from this is kind of the takeaway that Arya asked Gendry to make her a spear of dragonglass, which we've actually seen in the trailer for season 8. Is that kind of like staff? No, I don't. Spear might have been not the wrong word, but staff that she uses for against the waif when she's training with the waif over in Bravos.
Yeah.
He's gonna make one of those of dragonglass in
Well, yeah.
like. Yeah, so this could be sweet for her.
I don't know
and
what you were talking about, like in the trailer, though. I think I might have watched those once, and I'm like, I don't want to see anything.
Okay, well,
I didn't really pay attention. To
in the
those.
trailer, you see her in the big battle, like with like a staff of dragonglass on each side, and maybe, just maybe, there was a broken piece in the middle of that design, meaning that she could do like a Darth Maul dual wield lightsaber type deal, like dragonglass on both sides that can break in the middle. It's a staff that breaks in the middle. Never know.
And then she has 2.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
She's,
Well, I don't think Darth Maul's breaks in half, does it? I think his is just double-sided.
it does. In episode 1, it
I
does.
shouldn't be trying to act like I know Star Wars. It's my bad.
Either way, but that's kind of like what she's.
He's the guy with the spikes on his head.
Yeah.
Okay, red and
It's
black.
kind of the Night King looking dude.
Yeah,
Um,
the fire version of the Night King. Ooh,
dude, maybe Darth Maul comes out
guest
out of
appearance.
nowhere.
Guest appearance in Game of Thrones finale. Darth
You
Maul.
never know. That'd be
Bold
freaking
prediction.
terrible.
Write it down.
So next scene. Let's just go to the next
You
scene.
got to defeat ice with fire. He's like, yo, you guys have dragons? Hey,
I got a lightsaber. Let's
do it.
Night King just comes up, tries to hit, just to swipe him with his like spear thing, and he's just like with a lightsaber.
Dude, what if that's how it literally ends? Darth Maul just comes out of nowhere, cuts Night King's head off. Over. Everything's over.
We're gonna boycott the
All
show.
that
We're
for
gonna
nothing.
fly over to HBO headquarters, and we're just gonna kill people. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Oh man, Darth Maul killing the Night King.
Okay. Well, next scene we go to Sam is in the library, and
Oh man, this was rough.
you gotta
This
go.
could not have been
You're
any
off by a little
worse.
bit. So Jorah and Dany come in and talk to Sam, and you're like, wow, this is gonna be a great scene because they're gonna be like, hey Sam, thanks for curing Jorah of his grayscale, and you're like, this is
I
gonna be
was like,
so
oh,
great.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Perfect.
And then he's like,
Did you put it together right away that Dany killed like his parents? Like right when you saw them, they're like, oh well, she killed his parents.
as soon as
Or
he
his
said
dad.
like I need a pardon, and then he's like House Tarly, and she's like in
Yeah.
her face, I was like, oh no. That's when her
Yeah.
face got me, And that's how good of an actor Emilia Clarke is. Like I can figure that out from her face.
That's cool.
But, you know, Dany says, I guess she tells him that she killed his father, and he's like, well, I can go home now because my brother's going to be Lord. And then she's like, about that. Your brother with the huge shoulders and tiny head is also dead. But
Rickon, right?
Dickon.
Dickon. Okay.
You got to be like Brandon or Bronn and just laugh.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember this, but in season 7, when Sam is at the sorry, I got a text. My bad. Go away. When Sam is at the Citadel, they're talking about like, or I guess he's kind of in the background. Then he leaves, and then the Maesters, like the Council of Maesters, is like, poor boy. Wish we should probably tell him about his father and brother perishing.
Yeah.
And then
they
they
were
don't.
like, is that the boy whose
Yeah.
father and brother just got burned alive?
Yeah.
And he's like, yep, I haven't had the heart to tell him yet. Well, apparently he never got the heart.
That was like the whole line. You're right.
Yeah.
I
just watched that.
Good point. I skipped that
week
episode.
ago,
I'll be honest with you. So, yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, this could have been avoided. He could have known already. But the thing is, though, would he have been trying to swayed other people in favor of Jon rather than Dany if this wasn't happening? Because let's be honest here, we probably need to go after Dany instead of Jon. We need to be ruled by Dany. So, do you think it's going to be a problem that he is on the opposite side of Daenerys?
I don't know if he's really on the opposite side as her. I just think that whatever Jon does, he's going to go with Jon. Like, dude loves Jon. He needs Jon. He's alive because of Jon. If Jon, literally sits him down and is like, yo, Dany's going to be our queen, he's going to be like, oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty good impression, right?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I think he will, though.
So this plays into the next scene. Sam goes to the crypts of Winterfell, falls down the stairs. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, what was that for?
I mean, just for comic relief again.
Just to remind us that it's Sam.
Yeah. So tells Jon his true name, that he's the true heir, that he's the rightful king of the Seven Kingdoms, and explains how they figured it out with Bran. He's like, Bran's thing, and then my transcription of Maester's diary or something like that. That's how they figured this out, and it's kind of interesting because it seems like he's immediately trying, at least in my eyes, he's immediately trying to persuade Jon to take over Dany. He's like, you're the rightful king. You are the one that should be on the Iron Throne. She technically is the wrong heir. Like, she's been saying to everyone that she is the heir, but she's not. And he said, you gave up your crown to save your people. Would she do the same? And that's a pretty good argument. And
I think the answer to that is no.
I don't think she will either. And also, I don't think Jon wants to be king.
Yeah.
He's such a reluctant leader in every situation. I mean, King of the North, he was like,
how many times did he say, I never asked for this?
Yeah, and he doesn't want to be King of the North. He didn't want to be Lord Commander. He was just chosen to be because he's the greatest choice. But like, that's never the right ruler usually.
No.
So that's kind of the thing with this scene. It's definitely interesting to see that Sam is trying to persuade him. Maybe Jon will be persuaded. I don't know, but I'd rather them rule together than one of them rule over the other, or be persuaded to rule over each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I like the idea that their advisors
yeah.
are having rather than what Sam is having. So I think.
Yeah.
So what I'm kind of curious to see is what is Jon going to listen to? Is he going to listen to Davos and Tyrion and Varys, or is he going to listen to Sam? Hadn't thought about that till just now, honestly.
Yeah. Well, so how is Dany gonna find out?
I think she's going to be.
Is Jon gonna have to go tell her, like, "Yo, I'm the king"? Like,
I think it's going to be a one-on-one. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be one-on-one.
Because what if they do? I don't know. We're just getting into the guessing game.
Oh, for sure. All right, so let's go into the last kind of episode, scene of the episode that I wanted to touch on. I guess second to last. Sorry. because we got to talk about one last thing after this. Beric, Tormund, and Ed find each other at Last Hearth. And I just want to... First thing they do is Beric and Tormund are walking through the hall of Last Hearth, and they see blood piles, or I mean, wow, that was terrible. Blood pools, and no people. So there goes my theory of thinking that the Night King can't raise anybody south of the Wall. So that's gone forever. But so they meet Dolorous Edd, the former Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
Did you think in this scene they were going to see a White Walker / Whites?
Oh, absolutely. I said that when we
there.
were watching it. I was like, "Oh my God, it's a White Walker." Remember that?
Yeah.
I thought a White
remember
Walker
saying
was going to
that,
walk
but-
around the corner.
But yeah, I thought they were going to at least see like a bunch of Whites and have a quick little mini battle.
Yeah.
But
another comic
It's
release.
just some,
I've always had blue eyes.
yeah, it's just some dudes in the Night's Watch that you forget about, but they're still around.
So then we see this symbol that the Night King leaves, for which is what we've already talked about. Like, we don't know what this is. It could be a huge important thing. It could not be. We don't know.
I don't know.
So that's what I'm waiting to see, and I don't really want to get into it more because of that. Because
I just want to know.
we have no clue.
I'm tired of guessing.
Yeah. So, the very last scene is Jaime arriving in Winterfell. And this is a huge deal. I mean, he kind of takes off his hood like he did with his helmet in season 1, episode 1. Like, in season 1 he rips off his helmet and he's hair flying everywhere. He's like, Prince Charming, here we go, I'm here.
Look at me.
And then now he's takes off his hood, kind of does the same mannerism, not as much, not as friggin' flamboyant, but the I mean, and then he turns, kind of scopes over Winterfell, and then locks eyes with Bran. He's like, oh my God, you think he's thinking, oh my God, it's Bran, oh my God, he's alive, or is what am I gonna do?
I think he's thinking I'm pretty sure he knew that Bran was alive. I mean, everybody knew.
But did he though?
Everybody knew he survived.
No. Everybody knew that he survived the fall. Not everybody knew that he survived the Theon.
Just survived the what?
Survived Theon, because remember Theon told everyone that he killed him.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe he didn't even know he was
I don't
alive.
know.
Either way.
I don't know. That'd be pretty wild. If I was Jaime and I saw Bran sitting there, yeah, I don't know what.
Be crazy.
I don't know.
All right, so that was the end of the episode. Great ending episode. Loved it. I'm glad we ended on a cliffhanger type deal. I'd rather it be that than the other way. 'Cause you know what? For all you people that have not watched this show, where you have to wait a week in between, I want you to feel the pain, because this is what it's like. This is why we have podcasts to talk about it.
What about the people who purposely are not watching? So there's a lady I work with who's purposely not watching it. She's waiting until they all come out, so that way she can just watch them all.
Has she?
And she's seen the show. Yeah, she's doing it on purpose. Not watching them live.
I'm gonna be honest. You might want to stay away from her. She's kind of a psycho.
I'm like,
it sounds
what?
like.
You're not even getting the full experience. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of watching them live and waiting.
This is
doing what we're doing right now. Is you get to talk about it and
yeah. Oh my God, she's
like,
insane.
what are you doing? That's just nuts.
That's a scary person right there. How do you have the willpower to not watch the show?
Do you not like it that? You must not like it that much.
Oh,
if
she
you don't
clearly
wanna
does
watch
not like
when
it enough.
comes out.
She's
you
watched
say you
it.
like it. I don't think you do.
She's watched it because someone told her to watch it. That's the
Probably.
only reason. And then she's like, "Ugh, I got to finish this show because I watched the rest of it." It's one of those things for me where it's I've watched half of Breaking Bad. I gotta watch the rest of it. I don't like Breaking Bad much, so that's kind of an example for me. But it doesn't matter. The thing is, that lady's a
Yeah,
psycho,
that's
and
bad.
let's get into
That's not good.
the-
Don't do that, people. Please do not do that.
yeah. Follow
If
along
you
with
do,
us.
don't tell me that you did that.
Follow along with us because we clearly know what we're doing. Let's get into the did not see that coming moment. Let's get into you right here. What's your
yeah.
you just deleted it.
deleted it. I had John Rode a Dragon right away.
Okay.
I guess we already got into that. But another question I had is, There's the theory that Bran is going to ride a dragon. I'm like, are we really going to take 20 minutes out of an episode for him to ride a dragon? How is he going to get on this thing?
Didn't I tell you this last time we talked about? He's not going to ride a dragon.
But I'm just saying this to all the people that think he is, because I don't think he's going to.
No, he's not going to.
If anything, he'll warg into one. Would not be surprised if he does that. I mean, it'd be sick. That'd be awesome.
It'd be cool, but I don't think he's going to do that
I don't
either.
think he's going to ride a dragon, though. We don't have that much time. We only got 5 more episodes.
Think about how much that line...
It would take a whole episode.
The three-eyed raven, literally, like, if he just didn't say that line, like, that line to Bran where, like, Brandon Stark, you will never walk again, but you will fly. If that line didn't exist, no theory. And that's what bugs me. It's like, even
if he still wargs and does all this other stuff, I feel like people will still come up with the idea that he would ride it.
I don't think so.
Whatever. He's not going to ride a dragon. We don't have time for that.
Yeah. Okay, so my did not see that coming moment is Bronn being employed by Cersei to kill Tyrion and Jaime.
Yeah.
That's kind of like mine was like,
that was pretty shocking.
Whoa. Like, I did not see that coming at all. And especially the poetic justice part where he like hands her a crossbow like Tyrion used to kill Tywin.
Yeah. Is that the crossbow that
I think it might be the exact one
uses to kill Cersei?
Ooh, crazy.
Right in the flipping forehead?
Yes. Or throat, maybe?
Jeez.
I want her to suffer. I want that bitch to suffer. Okay, but I guess kind of what I wanted to talk about with that scene, I guess I didn't touch on it, was that there was a little bit of humor in there too. And maybe that humor kind of brought me out of it, like thinking maybe that was the reason I didn't think that he was going to do what he was employed to do. But like that really funny scene where Qyburn was like, this prostitute walks up, or Pross, sorry. This walks up to him and is like, I'm partial to older men. And he's like, poor girl, the pox will take her before the year. And he's like, Bronn like does a spit take and he's
which
like,
girl?
Which girl? I thought that was hilarious.
Funny.
But I mean, that whole scene was like very shocking. I did not see that coming at all. Like that never crossed my mind where like Bronn would be. I honestly never crossed my mind of Jaime's leaving. What's Bronn gonna do? That never.
Right.
I never occurred that. Yeah. So I'm glad they.
That's true.
Did that.
Have we ever seen Bronn and Qyburn just have a conversation?
I don't think so.
I think that was the first one
I think
between
so.
them.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
For sure.
Two like really completely different people, honestly. Like totally different people. Good
For
dynamic.
Sure. Okay, so before we get into our predictions for the next episode, let's get these last couple of calls from Sorgi, because he had one that focused around the next episode and also, I guess, his prediction. So let's get into that.
So my question from the episode, stems from one of my favorite characters, Arya, and we kind of saw it after the episode, actually, in the preview for the next episodes to come, I guess. And I want to know who she kills next, because you saw in that preview that she's shooting an arrow. So I'm just curious, who does Arya kill next? And I guess a follow-up question to that, is it with Needle, her sword, or is it with Needle, her new sword, or a bow and arrow, like we see in that preview? So who does Arya kill next?
Oh, okay.
This is a good one.
Do you have anybody? You got anybody?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, actually. I don't know. I would have said Bronn, but I don't think Bronn will get there by then.
So,
but then why would she kill Bronn? Like, she doesn't even know him. I don't know.
This is a tough question, because I did see her pull that kind of the bow and in that like kind of preview type deal.
Maybe she's just at a white. Like maybe there's a little mini battle.
Maybe people, or I mean, whites get there before the Night King, and they have to. That's how they know they're coming.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just drawing the bow back because people are coming into Winterfell, and that's Tormund and Ed and Beric Dondarrion right before.
You know, we've seen it before with White Walkers kind of splitting off from the Night King with their own little mini group. Maybe we bring one of these into Winterfell. We're just gonna have a little quick battle. Got to kill one or two White.
And they're like, that's the only
White
beginning,
Walkers.
yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, if that was it, there's more coming.
I mean, it did not look like a dragon glass arrow. I'll be honest with you.
I didn't look that closely.
Um,
I guess I was just assuming that it was, because Gender's just going beast mode.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know who she's gonna.
They pretty much have unlimited dragon glass weapons right now.
I think the first person she kills, I guess, first thing that she kills, I think Arya will kill a White Walker. Just a
with her beast spear.
I think
What
just
was
a
all of
general,
season 5, even 4.
just a general White Walker, not like the Night King. I don't think she's gonna kill the Night King, but like, just one of the main White Walkers. I think she's gonna kill one of them.
Yeah, with her new spear.
And I think that's the next.
I said season 5. I'm right. Right? When she's over in Bravos. Season 5. Yeah.
And season 6 too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of my prediction, I guess. So, let's get into Connor's next call about his prediction for next episode.
So, my prediction for the next episode, episode 2, it looks like I'm thinking everybody's going to obviously come to Winterfell, and those reintroductions, final reintroductions that haven't been made yet are going to be made. Jamie and Danny and et cetera, that we kind of saw towards the end, Bronn and Jamie. So there's going to be a lot of dialogue around, what Jamie and how can he prove his value to Danny. So there's no punishment there. I don't think they'd be dumb to punish him before, do something stupid with him before they're about to go this huge battle with the dead. So I think he's pretty valuable. But really, I think it's just going to be an exciting episode to just wait till sunrise and that epic third episode that we've heard so much about. So pretty pumped to see some more reintroductions and how those play out, I guess. But I think the real episode to look forward to is that episode 3. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. In my prediction for the next episode, I'm kind of the same way. My prediction is that I guess the same as Connor, just getting ready for episode 3. Episode 3 is hyped up as the Battle of Winterfell, the greatest battle that's ever been on TV. And that's why I think they need to set it up so well, and that's what this episode's going to do. There's going to be huge tension between Jamie and obviously what he's going to bring to the group, and really the biggest thing that he's going to tell him is that the Lannister army is not coming, and that Tyrion was wrong, and that could maybe a prediction of mine would be that could be bad for Tyrion, and that he may be seen as a terrible advisor, and maybe lose the hand of the queen privileges. I don't know.
Danny has been impulsive in the past.
I mean, he did the right things when he got it. He got the hand of the queen in Marine, but he's done some pretty bad, or I guess he's made some pretty bad choices and given some pretty bad advice lately.
They've kind of said it in the past, or not really said it, but Tyrion doesn't have as good of a military mind as Jamie, and he knows it.
Yeah.
He's just better with people in general.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Jamie's the one who's gonna help them beat the White Walkers.
Oh, it's gonna
the Night King.
Yeah,
I think Jamie having them, that's huge for just surviving. But then I think later on, if they end up winning, and getting the Iron Throne, I guess is their ultimate goal, then that's what Tyrion's for. But right now, all the military stuff, not going well for Tyrion.
Exactly.
Not going well.
And I really hope that Jamie plays a big role in that, because he clearly knows what he's doing. He learned from Robb Stark, clearly, in Season 7 when he did what he did with moving his army elsewhere. That was really cool.
That was beast.
So, clearly Jamie knows what he's doing. So I think that, or at least I hope that he doesn't turn into somebody that is just hated in Winterfell for being who he is, And I hope they can overcome their differences and realize that this guy really has
Yeah,
something to offer. So,
I guess Tyrion earned their trust by saying, like, he's the greatest Lannister killer that ever lived.
Mhm.
Which, like, right away they're like, oh, crap, yeah, he really doesn't want anything to do with his family.
Mhm.
So now Jaime's going to be like, yo, Cersei back there, yeah, she's psycho. So
exactly.
I'm here because I'm smart.
Exactly.
So hopefully they're like, all right, you get it.
For sure.
So, yeah, I guess my final prediction is I think Cersei's going to do something with Euron. That's my guess. Something with Euron for letting Yara escape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like as in
I
a
feel
punishment?
like that's going to be she's going to punish him somehow. It's not really like a main thing that's going on. But I still think it could be a big role because like the Iron Fleet, she's banking on that so much.
Mhm.
So, I wonder what she's going to do.
Mhm.
I could see her just telling the Mountain to just chop off Euron's head.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, you wrote the next thing. You go ahead and say it.
Yeah, so one thing that I do want to see happen next episode, I need to see Varys. Varys, man. He needs to make a play. That guy
He was not very...
He's too...
Not a whole lot going on.
He's too good of a... Like, I love listening to... Especially him and Tyrion. So I've said this many times. Him and Tyrion on screen together, probably my favorite thing to watch in the show.
For sure.
And I just need to see more of that. What's Varys? Where you at, man?
Exactly.
We need you.
He really only had a couple lines of dialogue.
Yeah.
The very first scene with Tyrion, and then with Davos and Tyrion.
Yep.
On the top of Winterfell. That's it.
I need Varys
Uh,
to save Tyrion. I think he's gonna help. He's gonna help save Tyrion. I
Oh.
just thought of that right now. But
yeah.
he'll help like Dany be like, yo, think about what Tyrion's done for you though. Like
Exactly.
you need him
For sure.
because Varys and Tyrion they're a duo. They got each other's back, so
They are pretty good.
that's what I need to see.
I guess if I could pick one thing that I want to see happen next episode, I want Melisandre back.
Yeah. What? Wait. What? Oh. Where were they?
Yeah, Melisandre.
Where was her and Grey Worm?
No, that's Miss Sande. Melisandre, the Red Woman. I want the Red
Oh, is that
Woman
what you
back.
said?
Yeah.
Oh no. What?
You don't want her back?
No.
Dude,
What?
she says I have to die in this strange country. So, dude, I want
Yeah,
her back. I
know,
want
but-
her I want to know why she had to go back to... Was it Volantis that she had to go back to? Why she had to go back. And
I thought Varys just told her to go there. Like,
but she
or did
says
she want to?
She says you and I both need to... You know that both of us need to die in this strange country.
Yeah.
So, where's she been? What's she been doing? I want to see her. I mean, obviously I want to see Missandei.
Yeah, but
damn,
where were they though? Where was Missandei and Grey Worm?
Doesn't
Did we
matter.
even see him?
They're getting ready.
I don't think we saw him at all.
We're gonna see him next episode because in the
Anyway.
next episode thing they were kissing. But I mean, you could show us Missandei naked again. That's fine. But like, I want to see Melisandre. I want to see the Red Woman. I want to see where she's been, what she's been doing, how she's been helping the cause for the prince who was promised, who she believes is Jon Snow. And I want to see what she's got in store for us because she has to be in season 8, and she has to be here
she
now.
will be.
She has to
feel like-
help beat the Night King. Come on, she's got to do something. She can't just like be such an important part of this whole storyline.
She's been so lame though. Like she just goes around, yo, this is what's going on. Actually, it's the complete opposite of that.
Dude, she brought Jon back to life. You can't take that lightly. Maybe she brings him back to
I don't
life
know,
again.
man. She's done so much just horrible
Maybe
stuff, though. She's been-
John's
she's
riding
been
the dragon.
wrong. She's probably been wrong more than anyone else on the show.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Maybe John's riding the dragon. Dragon dies. She brings the dragon back. Oh man, I don't know.
Holy crap!
Dude, we're just making stuff up at this point.
I guess since we want to see people again, I want to see Dario. So there we go.
Yeah, dude. Maybe she brings Dario back.
We also
maybe
need Dario.
maybe
Dario
she's,
and yeah, there you go. Dario and Melisandre. They're coming together
maybe.
side by side.
I hope that'd be
That'd be
freaking
sweet.
cool.
Wow, this was only episode 1, so that's awesome. Still got 5 more. Next one is what, 60 minutes again, and then next 4 hour 20.
Yep.
Not
Something
bad.
like that. Something like that. Maybe a little bit less than that for this third one, but then the rest of them are long.
Not bad.
But
I
yeah,
don't think we realized how long hour 20 for 4 episodes it's going to be, though. Like,
That's
that
a
is
lot.
a long time.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, that's total. How many regular episodes would that be total? So you got extra 20 minutes 4 times. Do the math. I mean, we're looking at
it's going
probably
to be
close to 8 episodes.
the amount of time
If
for
you would do
season
them-
7 and season 8 are actually the same. It's just 1 episode less.
Okay, yeah, works for me.
Yeah. So you know what? We're gonna end it there for. Hang on, my phone just screwed up. Okay, we're gonna end it there. I was trying to read the script.
Yeah, it's in blue for you. Right there. Did you know why I made it red and blue?
Yeah. Because that was for me. The blue's for me and red's for you.
Yeah, but I picked
It's
red
Cubs
for
and
me.
Cardinals?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You got it.
All right. If you guys didn't already know, clearly we love Game of Thrones, and we got another podcast that's about pretty much everything else we like, and it's called the Rule the World podcast. We created it last fall. Actually, it's almost been like 6 months since we created this. Go check it out. We start every episode with the beer of the day, what we're drinking. You want to learn about some beer? We got your back here. We talk about stuff like, pro tips for everyday life, what's bothering me, maybe a joke of the day, some music, movies, and just really everything in between. If you're looking to be entertained by some unique wisdom, as Whittam puts it.
Did I type this?
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
Just, guys, please go check it out, because you know what? We do it all for the people. So that's the Rule of the World podcast, because everybody wants to. So I guess we'll see you next week. Crazy.
That's awesome.
1 week from now, we will be talking about the next episode of Game of Thrones. I absolutely love it. I'm getting chills as I'm talking about it. I can't stress enough. This show is literally a life-changing show. You're going to remember this, talking about this show for the rest of your life. I mean, this is the last time that you're ever going to have a show that you wait for each night. Let's be honest here. Everything else is going to be, here's a full season of it on Netflix.
Pretty much.
This is the
last one that's going to matter, at least.
Yeah. This is the greatest show of all time. If they top it, it won't be soon. So,
And it'll be another series of Game of Thrones-ish.
yeah, for sure.
In that world.
So,
by HBO.
Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it together. And just follow along. Hopefully Connor's here next week so we can have his input on it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's wait for the next episode, which is titled what is it again?
You said something about a queen? I don't know.
Oh, the rightful queen,
Yeah,
right?
the rightful queen.
Is that what it is?
The
Something
one true queen.
The one true queen. That's what it was. So, yeah, we're looking
Okay,
forward
I
to it,
guess
guys.
I'm reaching out already for hotline calls, so please get in touch. Hotline calls.
Yeah.
Fan calls, whatever you want to call it.
Call in. Give us a prediction. Maybe just text us. It doesn't really matter. Just let us know what you're thinking. Because everybody has their own thoughts on these episodes, and it's such a diverse, people that watch this show. I mean, you never have people you have the people that are so into fantasy things that they absolutely love them. You have the people that are never into that, but they love Game of Thrones, what we kind of are.
Pretty much.
And you know what? That's the kind of stuff that this show can bring. So,
Amazing.
love it. I guess, how do you want to end it? Just,
See you next week.
yeah.
Valar Morghulis.
Valar Dohares.